Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. It would seem as though a lot of people are now getting really frustrated with Meghan Markle's use of the Sussex title. She is still clinging on for dear life to the Duchess of Sussex brand. She's venturing into a very political stance. She's delving in on her thoughts and feelings about American politics, and it is very much in conflict with what it is to actually be a duchess, especially a Duchess of Sussex, and it doesn't seem to make much sense. Now, her and Harry are still maintaining contact with their patronages. They haven't lost their patronages, which I personally think is at odds with what it is they're doing now, where they live, how they're living, and who they're serving. We know that during the pandemic, they was involved in quite a few charitable ventures, and it was all based in America. I don't understand why Meghan and Harry would be enabled to maintain the Duke and Duchess of Sussex emblem when they haven't been in Sussex for the last year, pretty much. It's fair to say it's been quite a while. They have no affiliation to it. They have done nothing for the people of Sussex. They haven't even done any charity work there. They have no intentions of going back. So it just seems to not really be in keeping with what the royal family does traditionally. I understand people's frustration with this couple, and they are quite annoying to say the least. So I found this article by a UK publication, The Express. Drop the title, royal fans criticise Meghan for intervening in politics using Sussex tag. Meghan Markle needs to drop the title to be able to speak freely about American politics. Royal fans have said as the Duchess of Sussex prepares to take part in a virtual event launched by former US First Lady Michelle Obama, and that actually did take place, and I'm going to cover what she has done regarding that, but I still think that this article is relevant, even though it's a bit behind the mark, because it is true. She can't keep on taking a political stance and voicing her political opinions when she is still a royal family member. They do not do that traditionally. They're not allowed to have political opinions or really engage in political affairs, because that's where the most conflict comes. I mean, political disputes can start wars. The article carries on. Her presence at the virtual event was announced yesterday, with Meghan being introduced among other guests as Meghan the Duchess of Sussex. The use of her title appears to have upset a few royal fans who noted members of the royal family usually abstain from speaking about political topics to be as neutral as possible. Twitter user Miss Donna wrote, "She wants to delve into American politics. She should give up her royal title, tell Harry's daddy they don't need his money anymore, and Harry and his son should abdicate from the line of succession." And I think that she has a point there. Now, it sounds extremely harsh, but it is incredibly true. If they want to be free agents and voice their thoughts and opinions as regular people, as Harry said, just call him Harry. Meghan calls him H. If they want to be like that, then fine, go off and be like that, but cut the cords completely. Why are they still taking money from the UK, especially from Charles? Most people over the age of at least 30 are not draining and taking money from their parents for the lifestyle that they wish to live, especially not an extremely lavish one. They go out, they work for that, and they get that for themselves. And if they can't afford that lifestyle by that age, they work towards that independently. They eat humble pie, they put their heads down, and they grind, they graft, they do what they have to do. it seems as though they don't want to do that. They want to maintain their royal titles and their royal treatment and their royal lifestyle and their royal access to the public purse, while having all of the rights and freedoms and privileges that comes with being a person who doesn't have all those strings attached to them. And it doesn't really work like that, does it? It seems as though they want to have their cake and eat it too. It is a self-centered approach, to say the least. Not only that, Meghan seems to want to freeze out and ban freedom of speech, which doesn't make any sense to me. Over her last 2 public engagements, or should I say during, she's made references to social media and people using social media in a negative way. And now in her latest speech, when she was talking to her patronage with Harry, who is also a patron of the Queen's Commonwealth Trust, she said that social media and online trolling is an issue and people are using social media just to troll her, or just to troll in general. Now, I find that quite interesting. It seems as though she doesn't want bloggers, YouTubers, the media, online publications to voice any kind of negative opinions about her. Twitter users. I know on Twitter there's a lot of negative attention that her and Harry's name brings. She wants everything to be censored. It sounds almost as though if Meghan did become president one day, which God help America if she did, freedom of speech would literally go out of the window. I think that she probably wouldn't even allow people to peacefully protest like what we see in China. Would she do that? Would she literally stop people from being able to express their personal thoughts, views and opinions? She seems to take up issue with everything and everyone who does not agree with her viewpoint or does not like what she's done over the last few years. But she simply has no control over that. The article carries on to say, the use of her title appears to have upset a few royal fans. Twitter user Delilah said it's bizarre, she needs to drop the title. And she does. Someone else said it's not rocket science, she can be Meghan Mountbatten Windsor, which she could be. That would be her official new surname. Kay added, why still this American that wants to vote is still clinging and using a royal title? Another social media user, Chelsea, said, who needs a tiara? I don't know, but she sure clings to that title. This Twitter user, who appears to be a US voter, expressed in another tweet, she said, yo, we haven't cared about British royalty for nearly 250 years. Good for her, but her title means absolutely nothing on this side of the pond. Still looking forward to hashtag all women vote. Meghan acquired her royal title on May 19th, 2018 upon marrying Prince Harry. The Duke and Duchess still retain their full titles despite having stepped down as senior royals to become financially independent and live abroad. However, in accordance with the deal struck with the Queen and her aides in January, the couple can no longer use their titles in full, which means they are barred from styling themselves as HRH, His and Her Royal Highness. That's pretty much as far as I'm going to go with this. I personally think that, especially in America, where they are, as that lady said, over in the USA, the royals are not a thing anymore. For them to still be clinging on at straws to these titles, it really does speak volumes of how, I hate to say it, unimportant they must feel in the USA. They don't really have a true identity independent of the royal family. Meghan's biggest claim to fame was the series Suits, which is now being rerun on Netflix. I haven't watched it, but that was her biggest claim to fame. And we know that Harry was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. He was born into the royal family. That's been his whole identity. Whether he wants to agree with that or not, that's the truth. He's never really had an experience as a regular person. He's never lived as a normal, regular person for even 2 minutes of his life, whether he wants to accept or deny that. He hasn't gone through real life struggles that the average person has experienced. He doesn't have those predeceding memories. Outside of that, who are they really? Now I can see that they're really trying to get involved in political affairs. You have to really have had some kind of life experiences outside of what those guys have done in order to really add colour and value to a political career. I think that they're going to struggle, and I think this is the reason why they are really holding on to these titles. I could be completely wrong, but that's what I personally think. I'm going to read a little bit more. So the article carries on saying, in 2016, ahead of the election of Donald Trump, the then Suits actress branded the property tycoon divisive and misogynistic. She also made a statement saying that she would never move back to the US unless Trump wasn't in office, yet she's gone back. So everything, as usual, is very contradictory. I think that they need to drop the titles. As I've said, as everyone is saying, they do absolutely nothing for Sussex. They are not a Sussex brand. They don't live in England anymore. And it seems as though they're also going to lose their rights and privileges to Frogmore Cottage. So who knows? Anyway, guys, see you soon.